Before we start POPlitics today, I just want to acknowledge that 19 years ago today, Al-Qaeda terrorists hijacked 4 planes and carried out suicide attacks in the United States. 2 planes flew into the World Trade Centers in New York City, where thousands of moms, dads, sisters, boyfriends, and young professionals just showed up at the office like any normal day. They had no reason to believe anything out of the ordinary would happen.
Hey, Neil, it's Brian. A plane crashed into the Trade Center. It's on fire, and I'm in it, and I can't breathe. Tell everyone I love them. I don't get out of here. Bye.
One of the other planes that was hijacked hit the Pentagon just outside of Washington, D.C., and the 4th one crashed into a field in Pennsylvania.
I just saw the smoke come up, and the explosion shook the house clear over here. They ran one into the Pentagon and into the World Trade Center, and we're watching it on TV, and this one happened.
Almost 3,000 people were killed that day, and what transpired changed our country forever, inspiring numerous initiatives from George W. Bush to fight terrorism, which ended up defining his entire presidency.
The rest of the world hears you, and the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
That day and the days after, policemen and women, firefighters and first responders ran into the burning buildings to save people, not knowing if they'd make it out. Flight 93 ended up in that rural Pennsylvania field because the passengers heroically stormed the cockpit, which resulted in the plane missing its intended target, the U.S. Capitol building. I was in 3rd grade, and I remember my mom picking me up from school and telling me what had happened. American flags over the next few weeks were flown everywhere. Everyone was nicer, and they were so proud to be an American. If you're old enough to remember 9/11 or bits and pieces, please tell everyone in the comments where you were and what you remember, and vow to never forget the day that changed America. Now, let's do a show. I'm Alex Clark, and this is POPlitics. You say, Alex, who can you absolutely not stand? I say, Anne Hathaway. I don't really have a reason. Her essence just grates my soul. You say, what do you hate more than anything? I say, the lockdown. You say, hear me out, Alex. Anne Hathaway is starring in a movie about the lockdowns. I say,
I wept, I screamed, why, God?
Variety is saying that Anne Hathaway is in final negotiations to star in Doug Liman's Lockdown, a heist movie and romantic comedy taking place during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay, it's a no.
At the beginning of quarantine, I thought, hey, a movie about all this might be fun. I might give it a watch, tee-hee. Now, after 6 months, anyone remember 15 days to slow the spread? I don't think I will. No, we've been living it. It's very fresh. We don't need to watch it.
I have seen this before.
I don't care that they're saying it's a romantic comedy either, because if it's taking place during the pandemic, how's that gonna work? Are they gonna make out over each other's masks? Dr. Phil has a message for us.
You have to stop commenting daddy on all of my posts. I ain't your daddy. I hate to break it to you, but I ain't your daddy. And your real daddy's probably getting his feelings hurt. I appreciate the support. It's a little weird, but I do appreciate the support.
Sorry, Philip, if that is your real name. We don't make the rules, but we will enforce them. Your daddy.
But Alex, he's still so young, and this could definitely mess with him.
Even Dr. Phil's got to have his boba.
I was not too excited about Billy's new podcast yesterday, but I am excited about this one. The stars from Workaholics are starting one together.
You guys ready to get weird tonight or what?
Blake Anderson, Adam Devine, Anders Holm, and Kyle Newacek have a new weekly podcast launching this fall called This Is Important. They're gonna chit-chat about what's going on in the world, I guess, but you know this is gonna be good because they've been actual best friends for over a decade, which is partly why Workaholics was so flippin' funny.
Oh, I like that.
Listen to how perfect this sounds. Deadline says some of the first topics will include Disney classics, abs, cereal, best snack from 7-Eleven, favorite Christmas carol, stories from childhood and their early years together, famous people they'd bring back from the grave, hottest Hemsworth, pizza delivery man etiquette, elective procedures they'd get, OnlyFans, and bad doctors. And that each episode will end with a recurring segment where the guys issue take-backs, apologies, and complaints.
Don't make me use my muscles, because I'll use them.
Workaholics was not PC at all, and I'm praying this isn't either. Fun fact, Adam Devine is one of my celebrity crushes.
I'm not funny. Me, Adam, the laugh giver.
Shout out to one of the CUTEservatives, Becca, who sent in this story. When you all see things, by the way, that you think might be interesting for the show, please send them to our DMs. Sometimes you all find the best content and find things that I miss. Y'all are like my mini producers working as spies out in the field. Full House star Candace Bure, who is probably the most cinnamon rolly out of all the cinnamon rolls, posted a picture of her and her husband, hockey player Valerie Bure. They've been married since 1996, and in the picture, his hand is on her boob. Candace is a Christian and a conservative, and most of her followers are too, and I guess she got a ton of pushback about this photo, with people calling it inappropriate, so she felt compelled to address it on her stories.
Most of you love that post that you just saw. And for all the Christians that are questioning my post with my husband's hand on my boob, my husband of 24 years, thinking it was inappropriate, it makes me laugh because it's my husband. We have so much fun together. He can touch me anytime he wants, and I hope he does. Like, this is what a healthy, good marriage and relationship is all about. So I'm sorry if it offended you. I'm actually not sorry. I'm glad that we have fun together after so many years, and he can touch me all day long.
Good for her! Everything she just said is correct. If she was nude or something, okay, then yeah, I would say inappropriate. But his hand resting on her boob, she's fully clothed, come on, she's his wife. And she's right that Christians with healthy marriages should be showing that off. I hope my future husband is like that with me. Do you think her followers were right to call her out for that picture, or are you Team Candace?
It's accidental. Accidental boob grace.
Here's a new show that might be worth watching. Halsey and Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria are linking up to star in a show called The Players Table. It's gonna be Halsey's first time acting, and the show is based on Jessica Goodman's novel, They Wish They Were Us, if any of you have read that. The show will be set at a Long Island prep school and is about a high school senior who wants to find out the truth about her best friend's death 3 years ago and how she and her friends in this clique called The Players may have had something to do with it.
I consider it.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like it could be good to me. I love Halsey, so I'll check it out. She's even going to be producing the show, but it doesn't have a network yet.
Now we have to wait again.
When I first saw this story this week, that the El Dorado wildfire in California was caused because of a couple using a pyrotechnic device to announce the gender of their baby at a gender reveal party, I thought to myself, they're gonna use this situation as another example of why people shouldn't be allowed to do gender reveal parties anymore. Not only because of a fire threat, but because the left says that they're harmful to people who don't know or want to pick their gender.
He's gender fluid.
I brought this up to some friends, and they felt like I was making a stretch, so I wasn't gonna talk about this, but then Trevor Noah pulled through as this week's Freak of the Week and said exactly what I knew would happen.
I said, certified freak. 7 days a week.
Here's exactly what Trevor had to say about it.
And aside from all the damage it can cause, celebrating a baby's genitalia is starting to feel very outdated. Like, given everything we're learning about gender reveal parties should only happen when the child is old enough to know their actual gender and to pitch in some cash for the fire damage. And honestly, I don't even know why we need gender reveal parties. You know what we do need, though? Race reveal parties.
I'm formally putting out my prediction now. It's soon going to be seen as transphobic or non-gender inclusive for anyone to host a gender reveal party. I bet Instagram influencers will start the trend by making statements that they were gonna do it and then they got educated and rethought their decision. Spare me. If you see a police officer, fireman, or first responder out this weekend, thank them. They need to hear it.
Am I saying meow?
This weekend, go back and listen to the POPlitics episodes that you may have missed this week on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please subscribe, leave us a 5-star review. And before you go, don't forget to like this episode, leave a comment, and share it to your stories. We're back Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific with a new pop quiz where I'm gonna answer questions from you guys. It's pop culture without the propaganda every single day. I'm Alex Clark, and this is POPlitics. Click below to watch yesterday's episode. Please subscribe, thumbs up, share this video, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss the CUTEservative. And make sure you're following this show at POPlitics on Instagram for even more CUTEservative content.